When Google Now came out, I was like, perfect! I can have a service that automatically gives me the information I need, depending on where I am or what time of day it is. But Google Now is just an app. Yahoo has taken that same contextual concept and turned it into a whole Android launcher, now available in Canada, which is going to be the subject of this episode of Tech Tips Suggested Software. It's called Aviate, and it's got nothing to do with airplanes. I know, right?
WD Purple Storage offers all-frame technology built for always-on HD surveillance security systems.
Now, it's true that there is actually an official Google Now launcher, but that is basically to give you an experience closer to stock Android. It enables saying, "OK Google" from your home screen, for example. But where Google Now focused on contextual information, Aviate focuses on contextual everything. That is, the way you do everything on your phone, which is apps. So it will automatically organize your apps into collections. When you set up the launcher, it will ask you what apps you use most and what type of apps you use most, and use that information to tailor your collections to you. If you just want a list of all your apps, they're organized alphabetically on the far right, which I found much easier to use than the standard Android app grid. Now, Aviate's whole thing is simplification. Instead of having 5 home screens littered with apps, folders, and widgets, you get 3 main pages: apps and collections, like we just talked about, the main home screen with favorite apps on the bottom and the ability to add widgets like normal, and the Spaces page. Now, these show you collections that are relevant depending on the time of day and your location, as well as other information like weather, news stories, and transit information. You can also add whatever widgets or app collections you want to a given space. Now, those spaces will also change themselves based on context. Once you set locations for home and work, those spaces will appear when you get to one or the other. The Today space is kind of the default, with calendar events, weather, and news. Moving, which will come up when you're in transit and show directions to home or work. Listening, which brings up music and audio apps and will also display additional information about whatever artist or song you're listening to. I played some deadmau5 and it showed his last tweet, for example. Then there's Work, which will have default options for send email or new event, show your commute time to home, the day's events, and your productivity apps. And finally, Nearby, which shows you stuff nearby. You can then select the location you're at and check in on Foursquare, see Yelp reviews. It's a contextual interface that actually lets you do stuff that relates to where you are and what time it is. There's also some other cool features, like the ability to swipe up from the bottom to access favorite and recent contacts, and you can also customize the look of the launcher itself with themes. All in all, Aviate is meant to be useful and easy to use, and I think it delivers on both fronts. I certainly enjoyed using it, and for sure it looks better than having a million apps scattered all over the place. Now, some Android users relish the idea of going through their new phone and systematically organizing all their apps and widgets to be in just the right folders on the right home screens, so it's their ideal setup. Including me, my home screen is a mishmash of widgets and folders that probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense to anyone but me. But for others, that just seems like a lot of work. Aviate comes along and says, hey, let us do it for you. This is a launcher that you can install on your phone and pretty much instantly have stuff beautifully organized, it is beautiful, and ready for you. It's a simplified experience, but not necessarily less robust. I mean, you don't have the freedom to put whatever apps willy-nilly on 5 different home screens, but maybe you should ask yourself, do you want that? Do you? The launcher is free on Google Play and super easy to set up, so you might as well try it. Link is in the description for those interested. All right, what are your impressions of this app, guys? What do you think about a machine organizing your apps for you? Is it the robot apocalypse? That's probably taking it a little too far. Leave a comment. That's about it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you feel like it, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this from NCIX.